Hello! Welcome back to my channel and thank you for being patient. This video is long overdue. I'm finally going to be talking about my book recommendations for anyone who is starting their journey when it comes to wellness, holistic health and herbal remedies. This video is a follow-up to a previous video that I did talking about how I grew up with holistic health. I have been lucky enough to be brought up not relying on mainstream medicine, and I have a family history that's kind of been passed down where we have always gone to herbal and holistic medicine as opposed to mainstream medicine. This video is there for the people who are seeking truth and answers, so let's just get into it. I'm going to start this off with a really big one here, and that is my book on iridology. Most of you guys might have never even heard of this before. If you go on Google, Google will say that this is some kind of pseudoscience and that it's not at all proven or relevant. But me personally, this has actually been my method of diagnosis since I was a child. Like, I have not gone to the doctors to be diagnosed with anything. What I do is I now look into my eyes. They say that the eyes are the window to the soul, and this is more true than what people even understand. I've got to be careful making any claims here, so I'm not telling anyone what to do. I'm just saying that this is something that you might want to look into. Whenever I've been going through a time where I'm concerned about something health-wise, my dad has always said to me, let me look into your eyes. The concept is that if you have an ailment, it will show in your iris and it will appear as either a crack or a dot in a specific area, and the colour and the shade of the dots pertains to whether the area is actually prospering or whether you've got an area of your body that needs attention. This book gives you all of the information that you would ever need to know about the subject. So at the back of the book, it shows you a complete map of specific areas of your iris, and you can see all the different areas of the body are mapped out on the iris. And you can always take a print screen of this if you want to. The general premise is that white dots or flecks in the iris mean that something is working very well. So in a certain area of your body, it's functioning at its full capacity. So you're good, basically. But if you notice a particular dark dot or fleck, it means that that area of the body might need some attention. Maybe it's been damaged, or maybe if you have an injury. This is a good way to test it, by the way. If anyone's questioning whether or not this is accurate, if you have an injury, it most likely will come up on the iris in the exact place where the injury is. This book has got a lot of very useful information, but I would say that it's not for the faint-hearted. I personally believe that sometimes when people get a diagnosis, it can actually make them worse. Because a lot of people hyperfixate on it. A lot of people are very worried about their health. And to be honest, sometimes I feel like putting a label on the problem just helps to grow it more, and it can torment some people. For me, I'm very glad that my dad has got this book and that my dad knows the information. Like, sometimes I'd have a cold, or maybe I'd be going through a high stress situation, and Dad would check my eyes and he wouldn't tell me what he saw. If there was anything alarming, he would have known the herbal remedy that could potentially fix the problem without me ever having to worry about, oh, I've got this problem or that problem. You know? My dad became that good at reading people's irises that people started to see it like some kind of party trick, and it very quickly escalated to the point where people were saying, hey, look into her eyes, look into her eyes. And he stopped doing it after a while because there was this one instance where this woman was terminally ill. And he looked into her eyes. She didn't tell him, by the way. She didn't tell him what was wrong with her. He looked into her eyes and she could tell straight away. He was like, I don't want to answer this. I don't want to tell her what I can see. And she just turned to him and she goes, "It's okay. I'm under a specialist, I know." And sorry for going a bit dark there, but doesn't it kind of piss you off that doctors don't know about this, or that this is a pseudoscience? Nobody even knows about this. I don't know anybody else who knows about iridology. And then sometimes I feel like you go to the doctor or like a GP, you tell them your symptoms and they're typing it in on a computer, and it's like, who are you asking? Like, what are you typing in? Are you asking ChatGPT? Because I can do that myself. Anyway, the general premise of holistic health and natural medicine is preventative. It's like, don't wait until you have a problem and then try and find a solution for it. Don't let the problem happen in the first place. And this is where I lead on to, we're going to lead on to the one about terrain theory. This is one of Dr. Sam Bailey's books, and it's a foreword from Dr. Ulrich Williams. Most people, if they follow the mainstream, they've got a very twisted view of what makes you ill. And obviously this is done by design, but the thing is, if you don't understand what makes you ill, then you will be a victim of mainstream medicine or big pharma. The general premise of this book is how to achieve perfect health through diet, living habits, and divine thinking. Dr. Sam Bailey has also done another book titled Virus Mania. I haven't purchased it yet, but I would recommend this to anyone who really, really can't get it out of their head, the idea that viruses are not real, because that's another huge lie that is keeping people trapped, is the concept that if they get ill, it's not their fault at all, and it's some kind of floating microbe that's just floating around waiting to destroy people's bodies. This is a good read. The next one. This is so cute and so handy. It's an alternative remedy book by Collins Gem. Now, a lot of the books that I'm recommending are actually reference books more than anything. I like books where you can keep them in case you ever need them, and you can go to a specific area and find an answer. This little book, you can take it with you everywhere. You could keep it in your bag, and it's got all sorts of information about herbal remedies and different types of holistic practitioners, and I just think that it's really useful. The next one is Healing with DMSO by Amanda Vollmer. This is completely and utterly essential if you are looking into working with DMSO. I personally would say that Amanda Vollmer is the DMSO queen. Just saying. Again, it's a reference book. You could read it front to back if you want, or you can just go to a specific remedy for a multitude of ailments. This book is where I learned how to get rid of headaches by using aloe vera. Just a quick thing about DMSO. It is incredibly powerful, and it is a very strong detoxifying remedy. This is why I would say that you would have to get this book if you were looking to get into DMSO. The thing about herbs is that they actually work and they are extremely powerful. So if you have someone who has got a lot of toxins, there's a fly, it's annoying, go away, is on certain medication, etc. Can you see this fly? Majority of the general public are either on some form of medication or they have a huge toxin buildup in their body. Now, the two do not mix. So again, the things that I'm sharing in this video are things that should be handled with care and wisdom. And the next recommendation, I couldn't not. I have to recommend this. The Deep State Encyclopedia by Grace. This may not be purely about wellness and health, but it will explain to you why things are the way that they are, which for some people it's really important to understand that the reason why everybody is sick and nobody seems to find the answer to all of these health problems is not an accident. It is completely done by design. It also covers the people who are in charge of mainstream medicine. There are so many things about this book that I absolutely love, and I genuinely feel like everybody in the world should have a copy of this. But that's why I did a whole dedicated video recommending this book in particular, because it's so important. But make no mistake, the previous books as well, they're important. Thank you to everyone who likes, comments, shares and subscribes, and I'll see you in the next video. Love you, bye.
You know I'll be